Hi friends, welcome to our YouTube channel, Noah the Rescue Doodle. So I thought starting off, since nobody really knows us here, I would tell you a little bit about our story. If you do want to learn about us a little quicker and not wait for our YouTube videos to all come out, then you can follow us on Instagram at Noah the Rescue Doodle, and same for TikTok. So this is Noah. I would show you her in video, but she's currently hiding in my bedroom, but we'll get to her later. And then this is her sister, Navy. Not amused. Oh, and I'm Summer. So I found Noah, my rescue, about a year and a half ago in September of 2023. I had just moved into a rent house by myself. I already had Navy, one dog. I'm single. I lived alone. And I was in the shower one night at like 11 p.m., scrolling, laying in the shower. And I saw somebody post this on Facebook. I'll try to insert it here. That she was roaming my area and needed help, but she was really scared. And it looks exactly like Navy, her sister. It was 11 o'clock at night. I was not unpacked at all in my new house, and I didn't really know what I was gonna do with her once I got her. I mean, I had a room for her at my house, but like I had to work the next day. But something in me was like, no, just go drive around and like just see. You're probably honestly not gonna find her anyways. The post had been like hours before that, and what are the odds? So I load Navy up in my car because I'm thinking like if I find her, maybe she'll see my dog and want to come toward me. Terrible idea. But I ended up driving around for like an hour, and I'm honestly kind of surprised I didn't get the cops called on me because I'm driving around like our Main Street downtown area, going very slowly, windows down, looking like through the houses and stuff. Totally creepy. I don't know how nobody called the cops. And I drove around for about an hour, and it's midnight at this point, and I'm like, okay, I'm not finding this dog. I kid you not, I turn my car to go home. I see her run across the street. She looks like a big tumbleweed because she was in such terrible shape. And so now I'm like, crap, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with her once I get her. And she's a doodle, and I know doodles aren't really aggressive, but obviously she was not treated well, so I didn't really know what I was about to come up on. So she's finally stopped in this kind of field, and it's midnight in the dark on the side of the road by myself with this dog sitting in a field. And it was like she wanted help. And she's so loving because if I moved toward her, she would start to run away. But if I just came and sat and she was a good distance from me, she didn't move. She would lay down. So like 30 minutes went by, 12:30 at this point at night, and I just realized there's no way I was gonna catch her on my own. She needed to be like trapped. And so I called my mom, who is an angel and also loves dogs and saving them and all the things. And so she got out of bed and met me at like 12:45. Second part of how I can't believe nobody called the cops. So she's in this field that's across from a house. And so what happened when my mom got there, she kept going from field to these people's driveway in between their cars. So we were going in between their cars to field to in between their cars. So like if they had cameras or a Ring camera, I'm shocked it wasn't like going off because I'd be like, what the heck's going on? But maybe they looked outside and saw, I don't know. So then finally we get her trapped in between these two cars. And as soon as we put our hands on her, she literally just stopped. She was just frozen in, I think, looking back now, pure fear. She had these like stickers from the grass all over her face. She could barely open like one of her eyes. She was so matted, it literally felt like she had golf balls on her paws. It was like the saddest thing I've ever seen. And she smelled so bad. She smelled so bad. So my mom picks her up, throws her in my trunk. We drive back to my house. It's like a mile away. And she is so sweet. But we get her inside, and she's really just staying in this corner in my kitchen, which if you know, you know, because it turned out to be her safe place for a very long time. And the first thing we just started doing was my mom started messaging rescues, seeing if anybody had any room, but it was obviously really late at night, so they weren't awake. And then I started trimming her face just so she could see and so that she wasn't getting punctured by these stickers. I was in a 3-bedroom house, so what we did for the night is we put her in one of my extra bedrooms. What I wasn't thinking about, I had just moved in, so I didn't have a ton in there, but I had one of those huge 6-foot mirrors in there, and earlier in the day I had pushed it a little closer to the wall because I was trying to take a mirror picture, and I wasn't even thinking about that, but we put her in there, we gave her food, water. As soon as I went to my bedroom and my mom left, she was freaking out, like crying, barking, but it was kind of my only option was to let her kind of cry it out because I had to keep my dog separated. I didn't know at the time. She was so matted that I couldn't tell if she had anything wrong with her. I didn't know if she was sick. I needed to keep the dogs separated. I didn't know how she was gonna be with other dogs, and so she had to stay in that room. She eventually did calm down, but flash forward to about 7 a.m. the next morning. I hear the loudest crash. And I'm just like, what happened? Is somebody breaking into my house? I was still asleep. I work from home, so I'm not getting up too early to go to my desk. Poor thing, she had somehow knocked over that mirror that I had leaned against the wall. Thank God it didn't fall on her. And so the first thing I was just thinking to do was to go pick up the mirror. So as I go to lift this mirror, yes, there was glass sticking out. Well, there was glass sticking out of it. As I lift, it is cutting my leg. I don't know if the pain set in so quick or what. I didn't know I cut my leg because it was very deep. And I'm walking around for a minute and then I see blood all over my house. I look down and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. My entire body was wet, like sweating. I started sweating, but I wasn't in pain. I started sweating. I started getting super lightheaded. I wrapped my leg. I was starting to black out too. And I know this sounds so dramatic, but like, it's what happened. My mom got there like 20 minutes later. Glad I wasn't dying, Mom. Just kidding. I had cut my leg in 2 different spots. Yeah, so I had to get stitches up my leg. Their fun thing where I was just like, what the heck is going on in the universe? I just helped this dog, like I'm getting it to safety, and why is this happening to me? But I can't look at it that way, and honestly, I kind of look at them as like little tattoos and reminders now of our, first 24 hours together. Aside from that drama, we did end up getting her with a rescue. The one that got back to us was Mercy Sakes Second Chance Animal Rescue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And they agreed like, hey, we can get her to the vet, get her groomed, taken care of, as long as you guys can foster. And I was like, yeah, I can foster, but I was not planning to keep her. I should probably draw back. So Noah did have a chip, but because I had gotten her with a rescue, they're the ones who contacted the people on the chip. And this was actually like day 3, I think, of having her. So they got a hold of this lady and the woman was like, I live in Texas now. He's still in Oklahoma. We found her as a stray. We got her spayed and everything, and then gave the ex-boyfriend's contact information. All I really know is that they basically said that she was a yard ornament. They kept her outside. They couldn't keep her contained, and that he was surrendering her. Let me just be very clear. Even if he said he wanted her back, she would have gone missing. She was technically the rescue's property at this point, so that would have made things a little tricky, but there was no way that I was returning her. I would get arrested. There's no way. But luckily he was just like, yeah, no, I can't keep her contained. You guys can have her. Said she was like 5 years old. She's not. Would have just done everything, got the grooming, took her to the vet for like whatever shot she needed, and tried to rehome her on my own, but so matted. I couldn't see any of her body. I didn't know if she was about to go to the vet and have like thousands of dollars worth of medical bills that I just at the time was not prepared to cover. So getting her with a rescue immediately was pretty much the only option that I saw. But good news was she went off. She did get groomed, got checked out, and she had no issues. She was in great health. Thank God. The rescue basically said like, hey, she's got everything taken care of. She'll be ready to post in 2 weeks. We want you to hang out with her a little bit, get to know her personality, and then we can get her uploaded and off your hands. So I thought, off my hands. I will say the first few weeks with Noah were so easy because she would not leave my closet. She was hiding out pretty much all day. She was quiet, never heard this girl make a peep. And she was already potty trained. She was hard to get to go outside. Like I would have to take her outside. And then when we were outside, at this point in time, she would not leave my side. She had to literally be touching my leg to walk around. Really hard to get her to go to the bathroom, or she had to be directly in between my legs. 2 weeks did come around and the rescue was like, okay, hey, are you ready? We can post her. And I just kept pushing it back. I was like, can I just like have a little more time with her? I just had it in my head. I still wasn't really thinking I was going to keep her, but I kind of wanted to find somebody that I personally knew, because even though I didn't want to keep her, I had still like really cared about her. And my biggest thing, I was just like, I can't have her going back to what she's known for X amount of time. Because, there are people that go out and they adopt these dogs at rescues. They're a little cheaper and then they can't keep up with it and they end up back on the street, or they're just not good people and have other intentions. I tried everybody I knew. I asked so many people to take her. Nobody was taking me up on it. I found her September 6th, and then on October 25th, I finally was just like, I'm not getting rid of her. And kind of what sparked that, my mom had a friend who was looking for a dog and was super interested in adopting Noah. And I think she was a good person, and I trusted my mom's judgment here. However, I found myself being really rude. I knew she was around my mom's age, so like around 60 or so. And I was just like, well, if Noah escapes, is she gonna be able to catch her? Can she run fast? Does she make a lot of money? Not that I make a lot of money, but I was just like, can she buy her whatever she wants? And my mom was like, chill. And I was like, yeah, okay, you're right. But I think it's just coming from a place of, I don't want anybody else to have her. I came to terms that I was absolutely in love with her and I had to keep her, because I just knew that if she stayed with me, there was no way she wasn't going to have like the best life ever. I knew she would never be in harm. So I reached out to the rescue and signed the papers, and she was mine. I wanted a second dog, or I had thought about it at some point, and I didn't think it'd be her because she wasn't a normal dog, but I've never felt anything more personally rewarding than watching her become a dog. She's still very skittish, but she loves cuddles, she loves affection, she's so much fun. Still has her flukes, but let me introduce you. I am washing all of my bedding right now, so forgive me, but let's go say hi to Noah. This is usually where you're gonna find her hanging out. Hi, baby. Hi. What are you doing? Can you say hi? I love you. And they are twins. Honestly, what are the odds that I find a dog that's the exact same as what I already have? So that's our rescue story. We're gonna start sharing a lot more fun content, day in the lives, Q&As, really anything and everything, fun things that we're doing. Noah learning to be a dog. She still has a long ways to go, her and her sister. So if there's anything specific you'd love to see on our channel, please let me know in the comments. Also, again, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Noah the Rescue Doodle. Thanks, bye guys.